Good night, y'all. Good night, y'all. Paul Greene-Dennis here. Sorry I'm running late. I got caught up in some other things, but I am here. It is a Friday night. Ask me anything. And I'm just chilling here. If you have any questions, please do ask me. If you're in the stream, please do ask me. Mm. Hmm. Um, More heads up, what I'm doing. Um, I have a concert coming up tomorrow. Actually, I have a few concerts coming up within these next few weeks. Believe it or not, I have a concert coming up tomorrow with a group I'm in, the Western Wind. Professional sextet, vocal sextet, a cappella, in which we're doing a music with a Shakespearean text set to music. So all Shakespearean text set to music tomorrow and the week after. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday, will be. I will also be performing once again with Musica Viva, and this time we'll be doing. So in Spain, when I was in Spain with Musica Viva, like the last two performances, what we basically did was we did a program called This Wild Earth, in which we did performances based off the wild elements, so more like the wild aspects of the earth. And we'll be doing that set again on Sunday. So yeah, if you are in the chat, please ask me anything. Ask me anything. I'm just gonna be chilling here. And then not that's on May 3rd, that concert. And then a few weeks after that, yeah, it's gonna get real busy. A few weeks after that, I'll be doing another concert in May on May 21st. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. What's going on? Today is also rounds 2 and 3 of the draft for the NFL draft. Hmm. Hmm. If you are in the stream, roll call. Where are you? And if you have any questions, please ask. Please ask away. Please, please, please ask away. Hmm. I'm just keeping up with other things going on right now. Um, thought the Jets had the 44th pick, but whatever. And again, the Knicks losing, which, come on, come on, Knicks. Fuck is going on with the Knicks right now? All right. Hmm. Okay. Da-da-da. Mm-hmm. Thrice the brindley cat hath mewed. Hold on. Okay. Hmm. Okay. If you're in the chat, please tell me where you are. And if you have any questions, please ask away. Please ask away. Please. Please. Come on. Ask away. Ask away. Ask away. Bye-bye. Hmm. Ding, 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 man. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Clearly, the New York Jets traded back. Hmm. 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 Okay. 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 Here we go. Hmm. Hmm. Come on. Come on. Hmm. Come on. Hmm. Hmm. All right. And I have been keeping up as best as I can with what's going on. It's a whirlwind. Can't even do anything with. If you blink for a second, there's so much going on. It's a whirlwind. All right. Mm, mm, already trying to sick me with something on X. Damn. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Damn. What the fuck did he actually do, Hassan Piker? What the fuck did Hassan Piker do? God damn. Uh, um, I really don't want to listen to this, but this is disgusting. Wow. 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 These damn Z's. These damn Z's. You know what? Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Man, talk about Charlamagne the God owning somebody. Yeah, no shit that is. Mm-mm-mm. You, you know what? Let me share this. Let me share this. Uh,
Is that cutting people checks rarely makes them I think that on a sort of public policy level, reparative policies don't tend to be nearly as effective as people want them to be, historically speaking. I
They
mean,
work for Jewish people.
in what way?
Jewish people that receive reparations.
You mean Holocaust reparations, for
Yeah.
example, from Germany? So I think that first of all, that there was like a gigantic fight actually in Israel over whether Holocaust survivors should accept reparations from Germany, because the idea was that it's allowing them to expiate their sins of the past, and they shouldn't be allowed to expiate those sins, and it's allowing them sort of buy off the history for 50 grand or whatever it is. But that is not the reason why Israel has become successful economically. Like just on a success level, the reality is that cutting people checks rarely makes them more successful from the government. What usually makes people more successful is a determined attempt to become the things that the meritocracy demands of you. Right, so there were no long
I do
scale.
think the U.S. foreign assistance for Israel has helped financially.
Well, I mean, the U.S. foreign assistance for Israel actually is a bargain for the United States because Israel
How?
doesn't need the money. I've said this before.
Really?
Israel,
Give it to us.
I mean,
we'll take it.
that's fine.
The black community would gladly take
That-
it.
You know what's crazy about this? You know what's so crazy about this? We give them like how much? 3 billion or like billions a year. And that's going. What do you think it will take for the world to wake up en masse? I mean, goddamn. Hold on. What do you think? What do I think? I mean, I revolution, and it's gonna happen eventually. I mean, like the fact that almost all of our money goes to Israel to fund their genocidal state's BS. Like they get free healthcare and free education off of our dollars. And we send them all of our aid for their military genocidal bullshit. But yet you'll be like, we can't have free healthcare, but we send all of our aid. We send all of our aid to Israel to do that. They get free healthcare off of our tax dollars. If anything, I encourage nobody to pay taxes. We shouldn't even pay taxes. Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Like, it's so insane. Like, if watching videos on TikTok of a live streamed genocide didn't wake you up, I don't know what will. But I also think I'm taking this into consideration. It's a generational divide because not just how unpopular Israel is to those of us who are like, let me see, I'm going to give or take a rough estimate age of like 45, 50, and definitely younger. And then you have the boomers who just like, it just doesn't matter. And not just in the fact that for Israel, for the fact that you still think real news is on on corporate media, on MS Now, CNN, and Fox. And it just doesn't matter. Like, and I think the real, like the world is starting to really wake up, thank goodness, in a way, and say, F F Israel. Like, if anything, we do not recognize Israel. We will not, never, ever, ever recognize Israel. Yeah, I hear you about that, definitely. And especially Ukraine, I'm just like, come on, man. That's a legit state run by Nazis. And that's another one. Like Ukraine is literally an overthrown government installed by NATO. And it's like, we gotta stand with the people of Ukraine. No, we will not stand with the government run by Nazis. Literally, literally, that shells his own people to get into as an act of aggression into Russia. Like we're not gonna do that. But I don't get it. And especially that'll be I don't want to say litmus test or anything, but that's the real bone of contention, especially when it comes to Ukraine. Especially towards, oh my God, that video of AOC, I think it was in Munich, for where she was at in Munich, I believe. And she could not answer the damn question. It was a sputter fest, literally. Will you commit to putting boots on the ground in China? Will Oh my, and she's like, I I uh you know uh uh and the answer should have been hell no. Point blank simple. It should have been that simple. But no, no. And then what drives her crazy is it's still the Russophobia that permeates. And I'm just like, why are we trying to encircle Russia like aggressively and trying to think that NATO is some defensive force? Is not a defensive force at all. It's a rather offensive force to try to overtake Russia. First of all, if we can't even beat Iran and they're kicking our ass, and rightfully so, for all the shit that we did to them. And because of that, thank God, because Iran is decolonizing the Middle East. And if I'm Iran, I wouldn't negotiate with the U.S. or Israel or any of the NATO allies. I wouldn't even negotiate. My thing is this: the U.S., especially the U.S., is a hegemon monster. They do not understand negotiating in good faith. Their form of negotiating in good faith is gunboat diplomacy while you're in the middle of talks. Like, what is there to talk about? You're monsters. If all you understand is gunboat diplomacy and using negotiating talks to rearm, yeah, and guess what? Iran is still around. You think they haven't seen it all? Iran is still around. They're not just some country. Their civilization has been around. They've seen it all. They've been around for too long. And the fact that, like, 47 years worth of sanctions, assassinations, acts of aggression against them. Like, not for nothing. this war of aggression that the U.S. and Israel started, you made them into a superpower. And you know what? Kudos, hats off. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. We're probably not going to find out for like another, maybe if I had to give a guesstimate until December, until the real amount of the body count that starts coming in from how many people got taken out in this war. U.S. soldiers got taken out. Oft. They said it's 13. Okay. 13. Right. All the military bases that Iran destroyed and pounded. Boom, boom, Tel Aviv. Okay. All right. All right. I think what will take for the world to wake up en masse is we can't vote our way out of this, but we'll start to see in the midterms, especially because there are Green Party candidates I know of, especially the governor's race in California. That will be a telling point how many people. It's not just so much that they're not AIPAC Democrats or anything or Republicans. Let's see if we start really getting some third party candidates into House, Senate, and other races, local races. That would be really telling, in my honest opinion. Because, quite frankly, technically, Democrats, they won't do it. They could wipe his hands clean and distance themselves from what's going on, but they won't because, like Trump and the Republicans, they're controlled by the same donors and foreign lobbies and they'll do the same things. They'll do the same things. Oh yeah, I know. They won't do it. That's why I'm saying, I know. That's why I'm saying they won't do it. They just won't do it at all, period. I mean, and I think to also answer your question about will it take for the world to wake up en masse? I mean, you're already starting to see it from the base. I mean, I think, who was it? I think it was Haley Stevens in Michigan. She came out for the convention, and they were booing the shit out of her. Booing the shit out of her. And then some of these, and especially I think Michelle McMorrow, I believe, who came in with one of the most cringiest marching band presentations I've ever seen from anybody. I'm like, that is cringe. And you also got an AIPAC document that you're trying to sweep under the rug. Like, nobody knows. Like, once it's on the internet, and especially X, people know now. Like, you're not fooling nobody. And especially the New York Senate races are going to get really interesting because Richie Torres is being primaried by Jose Vega. And also Hakeem Jeffries has a challenger too. And of course, they're going to take all the AIPAC money and the J Street money as well. And what's going to be really fun, it's going to be really sweet, is when Jose Vega beats Richie Torres. And I just want to see it happen so bad. So bad. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, nah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. What's going to be crazy is that if Trump tries to, he can't. Whenever he's tried for some, that he, first of all, this is a war of aggression he put himself in. And the whole duopoly's all in on it. If he tries to tone it down, oh, the Democrats going to egg him on like, come on, and tackle Trump. This is one time actually it would be good for him to be tackle Trump. But as soon as he goes into taco mode, Democrats will egg him on. Iran still has control of the strait. They still have a nuclear weapon. That can't happen. He's not doing things right. I'm like, these warmongering freaks. And they'll make it so partisan. So fucking partisan. Like, we need, and especially Cory Booker, that vile piece of shit. And that reminds me of him. He's in a room full of, I think it was a Harris supporters, screaming, lecturing. Oh, you decided not to vote for somebody who you voted, who you disagree with 10% of stuff on, and you agree with 90% of stuff on. Like, no, no, no. Actually, it's funny. It was also in Michigan, and it was in Michigan, near Dearborn, Michigan, which has a vast Arab population. And you want to go like, and you want to preach and scream and holler and be Team Obama, that that you're just like, y'all didn't want to vote for somebody who you only disagree with 10% of stuff on, and you letting somebody into office who you disagree with everything on. No, bro. Genocide and sending all of our money to Israel for their genocide and their imperialism ain't just a simple 10%. Getting into endless wars is not a simple 10%. Sending our money to Israel, now that we all know, and they're getting the free health care and education all for our dime for their genocidal rampage, that ain't just a mere 10%. And then when we disapprove and say hell no, you blame voters. You shame voters. And you try to make it sound like, oh, we want joy when we're getting none of it from you guys. You're not even public service to this fucking country. And you know what's crazy? That when reparations was brought to, when reparations gets brought up, I'm like, well, technically without our aid going to Israel, they're getting reparations. We can't get none. They get free health care, once again. Free education, once again. And then you'll be like, but it's only 10%. Would you disagree with Kamala Harris? No. No, that ain't just a mere 10%. And y'all shame voters. Y'all shame voters. Like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Y'all could all go to The Hague for all I care. Y'all all a bunch of mini Epstein's and war criminals. That reminds me. Since y'all they getting all performative for uh, war criminals and getting all performative for pretending to care about the women, the children, and the gays. Now, there was a Senate hearing for Pam Bondi about the Epstein files, and they were the victims behind Bondi, and she couldn't even bring herself to acknowledge them. The Dow. Okay, great. You made it a partisan issue, but okay. Except for Thomas Massey, he brought over some points like, yo, there are billionaires in here, Les Wexner, who's a co-conspirator. So, right at the drop of this war with Iran, once again, there's a bill brought to the floor in the House to hold Congress accountable for sexual misconduct of any kind. Once again, I'm going to bring up that almost everybody in Congress voted nay to pass this bill. And that includes, because I'm going to hear, oh, well, it's just men. No, it wasn't just men. Everybody from the Republicans and damn near everybody from the Democrats, especially the squad. I know AOC voted nay. Rashida Tlaib voted nay. Ilhan Omar, I believe, voted nay. They voted nay to pass this bill of holding Congress accountable for sexual misconduct. As far as I'm concerned, a bunch of Epstein's in there to protect your pedophiles and your essayers. You raised a whole stink about it, and you had the chance to make something real stick out of this by passing that bill, and you voted nay to kill it. I bring this up because when it comes from 2028, when there's another presidential election and AOC's on the ballot, and people are going to be like, first of all, AOC's good. Like, AOC's fucking trash. She's passed bills over and over to send funding, defensive funding to Israel. She has a trash ass foreign policy that she can't even articulate. And once again, you should bring this up whenever it comes up. So AOC, there was a bill presented to the floor in Congress, right? That right at the drop of the Iran war, that there was a bill brought to the floor of Congress to hold Congress accountable for deeds of sexual misconduct of any kind. And you voted nay. Why is that? And especially when we're dealing with the Epstein files. Wouldn't that behoove you to pass a bill like that? But you voted nay. You voted nay. You voted nay. You voted nay. And you still are in bed with NATO. You couldn't even answer a question whether to put boots on ground, whether we should put boots on ground in China. Which the answer should have been no. Right? Right? Okay. And I'm just waiting for that when it comes, because that's when, if you say something like that, I have a feeling, especially more of my liberal friends, they'll be like, well, we can't have J.D. Vance. We can't have nobody, if you ask me. That's why we still have 2027, these next 2 years, to figure out. Granted, I don't think we can vote our way out of this. Because honestly, if there's no candidate that's appealing, I'll just go the mutual aid route and just say, fuck it. I ain't voting if there's no candidate, especially a third party candidate. So, yeah. And especially, yeah, you know what, yeah. That's that. I'm going to go grab dinner. I thank you for being on the stream with me. Just ask me anything. Just chill, ask me anything. And see you on the next one. Peace.